first guest, Christopher Evans, is the Chief Executive of Community Links. Community Links was founded in 1965 and has recently celebrated its 60th anniversary. Christopher will be joined by Mark, who has just stepped into a role of Grassroots Development Officer at the same organisation. I'm looking forward to talking to them both about the work of Community Links in our borough.
Lovely to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem. Well, welcome, Christopher. Could you tell me a bit about Community Links and the work it does to benefit the borough of Bromley?
Yeah, certainly. So we're a small charity and we provide support to other charities. So if you imagine Bromley, there's 700 charities. And there are about 1,300 smaller under-the-radar organisations. And we provide support to all of those. We do that in different ways. So we provide information, advice and guidance to charities. And that includes training sessions, newsletters, and we also have a database of services. And that last year was accessed by 44,000 people.
Wow.
So that's huge. We provide training. We provide funding and investment support and advice. And over the last couple of years, we've secured over £1.8 million worth of investment into local charities and organisations. And importantly, for this project, we also host a volunteer centre. So we host volunteers and we deploy volunteers. And there are 1,000 volunteers who are registered with us as an organisation. So that's just some of the work that we do as an organisation.
All right. During a time of Community Links, what has been your most enjoyable moment or highlight?
Well, every day is a highlight, and this is very special. So thank you for inviting us. But there's two things really that stand out and are important. So in terms of volunteering, in terms of the pandemic, we work very closely with the borough, and over 4,000 people volunteered their time and their efforts during the pandemic. And we worked with the borough to deploy those. So whether it was to the vaccination centres, whether it was food parcel delivery, whether it was prescription collection, or indeed befriending services, we were quite strategically important during that period. So that was obviously one thing, and that's massive, and it continues to be impactful for lots and lots of people. And the other thing we do is, as I said, we've raised £1.8 million. One of the things that we did, we were approached by the lottery after the pandemic and said, well, obviously there are a lot of charities that are struggling. How can you help those? And they agreed to invest £300,000, not just in Bromley, but in Lewisham. And we worked in partnership with Lewisham to invest that. And we had over £1 million worth of bids, but we distributed that 300,000. That meant that those charities were able to continue and to grow and to recover from the pandemic, but most importantly, to provide support to their service users and beneficiaries. And I think that's, they're two things that I'm really proud of, and I think they're lasting legacies for us and for the borough, really.
All right. What advice would you give to someone listening to the podcast who wants to begin volunteering in Bromley?
Well, the first thing I'd say is we're here to help you on that volunteering journey. And there's two aspects to that. We obviously support volunteering organisations, and there are 300 charities that are registered with us and provide volunteering opportunities. And if you look on the website and the platform today, you'll see there's about 100 different unique opportunities. So that's one element of it. But the other thing is we act as a brokerage, and we help deploy people. So we provide one-to-one support. So for example, if you wanted to volunteer, you could come in, meet one of the team, and they would go through the opportunities, think about what you want to do, what your skills are, and the opportunities that are out there. So there are two main things that we can help you with and your listeners today.
All right. Hello, Mark. Could you tell me a bit about your new role at Community Links?
Sure. So I'm the Grassroots Development Officer. To kind of dissect that phrase, basically means that I look for organizations and communities who are doing really important work. Often it's work that kind of gets kind of happens, between all the bigger organizations that do things in communities. And then I support these little organizations to kind of grow and become more financially sustainable, so that they can reach more people and do more important work.
I understand that you're a music graduate. Have you had much opportunity to get creative in the world of work?
Yeah, absolutely. So previous to working in charities, I used to work in music education, and obviously, get to be really creative in that. Since then, it's changed a little bit, but I'm now kind of working with organizations to think outside the box about how they can, diversify the ways they make money, and then also how they can work with different organizations. So it's quite nice to think about that a little bit bigger. I also still get to make things like posters. I'm really interested in visual arts as well as music stuff. I even sometimes catch myself beatboxing in the office. There's always creativity around.
That's allowed.
Thanks.
What would you say is the best thing about working in the borough of Bromley?
Good question. I really like all the green spaces within Bromley, and there are amazing friends groups who keep those areas really nice to be in. I guess Bromley is really quite diverse in terms of the different areas that you get, because you get such green places, beautiful Keston Village, but then you also get buzzy, London-y Penge, I suppose. So it's quite nice to have that mixture of different things.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Christopher. It's been great talking to you both today.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Same.